Welcome back. So now we'll look at mole conversions. We'll look at two different scenarios here with mole conversions. So if we look at our blue sheet here, we'll look at going from mass to moles and from moles back into mass. The first type you have in the review booklet is express the following in grams. So with this first one, we're going from moles and converting it into grams. No matter which way we go, whether we go from mass to moles or moles to mass, you can see we need to use the molar mass in order to accomplish that. So if we look at this sheet, let's look at number 14 here. So number 14 is 0.147 moles of ammonium hydroxide. And what we want to do there is go from moles to grams. So going from moles to grams, and of course going from moles to mass, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to multiply by the molar mass. So no matter what, we have to figure out the molar mass of NH4OH. So of course we know that 1 mole of this has 1 mole of nitrogen. And over here, if we look here, 4 hydrogens, 1 hydrogen, we have a total of 5 moles of hydrogen and 1 O. Okay, so looking up the masses, if we have 1 mole, for every 1 mole of ammonium hydroxide, we have 14.01 grams of nitrogen, and hydrogen is 1.01, and oxygen, of course, is 16. So 14.01 plus 5.05 plus 16. So that's going to give us 1125, 15, 35.06 grams per mole. So now that we have that, to go from moles to grams, so we start off with what we're given. We have 0.147 moles of ammonium hydroxide. Okay, and according to this, yes, going from moles on the bottom, mass on top. So yes, of course, we know that for every 1 mole, we have 35.06. And of course, we know if we're doing things right, if we can cancel here. So if we can cancel, so 0.147 multiplied by 35.06, that gives us 5.15382 grams. And of course, getting siggy with it, we have 1, 2, 3 sig figs. So 1, 2, 3 sig figs. This is a 3, so that's going to stay as a 5. So 5.15 grams of ammonium hydroxide in this case. So that is how you do that. You need to find the molar mass and then go from there to figure out how much you end up with. Let's look at another one. Let's look at the other side here. So what happens if we have it in grams and we're asked to figure out how many moles? So it's just vice versa. You're given grams going to moles. You can see we're going to multiply by 1 mole over the molar mass, or in other words, divide by the molar mass. So let's look at number 2 here. Let's look at this one right here. So I'll just use my piece of paper here. So let's see here. We have 62.3 grams of magnesium fluoride. So if we take a look here, again, we're going to have to use the molar mass when going from grams to mole. So the molar mass of MgF2, so for every 1 mole of magnesium fluoride, we have 1 mole of magnesium and 2 moles of fluorine. So if we look up the masses of those, magnesium 24.31. Oops. Plus, and then 2 moles of fluorine. So fluorine is 18.998. So we could round that up to be 19.0. Okay, so 24.31. Plus, what do we get there? 38. So we get 38, and then combine that with 24.31, so that's going to give us 62.31 grams per every mole. So you can see, no matter which way we do this, we have to figure out the molar mass. Okay, so then going from grams to moles, set it up so we have the molar mass on the bottom, and that makes sense because we need to cancel a unit of grams. So 62.3 grams from up here, okay, multiply by, now again we want the grams part on the bottom. Oh, this is an interesting one. Grams per 1 mole. And of course, we know if we're doing it right, if we can cancel units there, we're left with moles, and this is a funky one. We end up with 62.3 divided by 62.3, 1 mole, and then technically, yes, 1, 2, 3 sig figs. So 1, 2, 3 sig figs. So 1 mole is our answer there. All right, so that is how we do that. We're just basically looking at this section here of this conversion sheet. Grams to moles or moles to grams. You need to figure out the molar mass first and then apply it in the correct way so that you cancel the right unit and end up with the other unit you're looking for. All right, we'll see you again.